Before we get started, I want to apologize if the audio seems to have taken a step backwards for this video. I am being forced to make the video on my old laptop rather than my desktop PC due to some issues I'm having with the latter device. This shouldn't be a problem anymore in the future, but I just wanted to let you guys know. Anyway, like my first theory on this channel, this is a theory that I know others must have thought of, but that I've never really seen any videos or any other forms of discussion about it. This is the theory that not all gems confuse with all other gems. Now, don't get me wrong, I do firmly believe that the ability to fuse is inherent to all gems. Based on how confident Garnet is in Giant Woman and Alone Together that even Steven confused despite his odd nature, it can be assumed that fusion is just a natural ability that the gems have, just like summoning weapons and shapeshifting. After all, based on visual evidence, fusion just seems to be an extension of the gem ability to shapeshift, and Steven had already at the time been shown utilizing a purely biological version of gem shapeshifting in both Cat Fingers and So Many Birthdays. However, just as with shapeshifting, a gem's gemstone never changes shape when they fuse. They change color to match each other, but I think this is just the energies of the two or more gems syncing up with each other. I don't think that their gemstones can change form, aside from being broken. And considering that the gems made such a big deal about Amethyst's gemstone being broken in Indirect Kiss, I don't think breaking a gemstone is a very good idea. The gemstones don't change because they aren't meant to change. They're meant to be the one permanent part of a gem's being. At least, that's the way I see it. This makes me think that if gems are not unique, as I suggested in my first video on this channel, and let's say pearls are a fairly common type of gem, then two pearls couldn't fuse into some kind of super pearl. The gemstones of the gems who fuse stay in the same place on the resulting fusion. You can't have two pearls in the same place on a gem's forehead. That doesn't work. Two objects simply can't occupy the same space at the same time. This means that it's very unlikely that gems with similar gemstone placement confuse with each other either. Let's take Pearl as an example again with Peridot. Obviously, Peridot and Pearl have gemstones in virtually the same place on their bodies. Pearl's gemstone in some shots seems to be a bit higher on her forehead, but they definitely seem like they would overlap, at least. The same would be true if, say, Garnet encountered another gem with a gemstone on her palm, unless the resulting fusion had multiple pairs of arms, I guess. Or if Amethyst encountered another gem with her gemstone in the same place on her chest. This means that while all gems can fuse, some gems just aren't capable of fusing with each other purely from a physical standpoint. Of course, there's also the related question of whether or not Peridot, as she exists now, could fuse anyway. We get confirmation in Friendship that Peridot's body is at least part made of metal, like some kind of robot suit. Unlike most gems who make their clothes out of light as part of their humanoid avatars, Peridot seems to be wearing something entirely separate from her body. Could she fuse or even shapeshift without shedding this suit first? I highly doubt it. But I admit, with this theory, just like all of my other theories, that this could very well be completely incorrect and I could have missed something. So what do you think? Let's get a discussion started in the comments section down below. This has been AJ22, and I will talk to you guys later.